Hey everybody, what's going on? In this video, this is a call that I had with an agent, and in this particular call, you're going to hear a little bit of us talk about seller finance. In this case, the house was actually not in the best condition, so it could have been flipped. So I was like, okay, maybe we just do a cash deal instead of doing seller finance, based off of the rehab and everything else, and then you'll kind of hear more about like, hey, they really want to sell this property and here's where they're at, and here's what the seller needs in order to sell this property. So definitely stick to the end, check it out, and I hope there's some good tips and advice that you can take into your calls.
It's going well. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Hey, Chris set up a call for us to talk about that property that you have in Casa Grande that they're thinking, I think you mentioned to him that they're wanting to sell it on seller finance.
Yeah, we actually accepted an offer and the buyer backed out like the next day.
Oh, okay. Huh. What do you mean you submitted an offer and then the buyer backed out?
No, we accepted an offer.
Oh, you accepted an offer and then the buyer backed out. Yikes.
Yeah.
What happened there? Or do you know, did they tell you anything?
They claimed it was they did two things, twofold. They didn't like the location was one, and then second, they said they were more not more maintenance, but more remodeling than they wanted to do.
Okay. What all needs to be done to the property, like remodel wise?
Remodel wise, you're talking a 30-year-old, almost 30-year-old manufactured home. So the carpet could either be clean. It depends on what you're doing with it. If you're trying to flip it, that's one thing. If you're doing it as a rental property, you can get away with probably repainting the kitchen cabinets, replacing the appliances, either cleaning the carpet or replacing the carpet in the living room in one of the bedrooms. The outside would need to be painted. It can be dealt with now. But if you wanted it just to look better, you probably want to repaint the outside. The yard's not done at all. It's completely dirt, but we're out in the middle of Casa Grande, so that's
Yeah.
almost expected. But yeah, those are the main things. And the AC unit is either going to have to be replaced or repaired, one of the two. So I know those are the few issues that I do know about the property.
Okay, gotcha. And like what I see that, you guys have had it listed for a little bit of time here. Have you guys just been getting a bunch of low offers that the seller doesn't want, or I mean, like is the price is really just like the sticking point for them? Is that why now you guys are thinking about doing seller finance?
So he didn't want to at first, but those are the only options that are coming through at this point. All of the FHA buyers, the VA buyers, they would need and want so much done that they're just not. They don't want to. I'll put this out there. If they can walk away from this thing with 132 cash, they were fine. That was the lowest offer that they would take on this property. But no one would. We couldn't make that number work for a lot of people. We did have a couple of FHA buyers that were interested, but again, that just turns into a whole thing. I've already been through it, and this is not the market for it right now. So we're just entertaining as close to cash offers that we can get at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. And this is it's a fixed, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it looked like it in the photo, but I just wanted to double check. Okay, so tell me more. I mean, I buy properties cash too. I don't know if I would be close to the 132. I mean, if I buy it cash, I'd be trying to flip it, so I probably would be under that. So seller finance, I mean,
Right.
tell me what he's needing or what he's looking for.
So the one that we had, this last one, anything similar to this property or close to it. I'm not going to say similar, but this is what they came in with, and we ran with it. They offered this, but they did 40 down, and then they were going to do a 5-year balloon based on a 30-year mortgage, and I think that payment ended up being like $800-900 a month for the next 5 years. That was how that was going to work.
Okay. I mean, so now that your client's considering it though, like, because that's a pretty hefty down payment, 40 down. Is that like, were they making any payments or they were just going to balloon the rest in 5 years?
They were going to make payments and then balloon the rest at 5-year mark.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, if I went to the bank of, your client, like what are his loan options that he has available for me? Like, what is that the only option that he wants? He's like, okay, I need 40 down. Like, that's my
No,
minimum.
that's negotiable, but he doesn't want to walk away with what he gets from you. He's paying in closing costs, so he wants to walk away with something out of pocket.
Yeah, of course. I was just curious because like normally I would 40 down is quite a bit. If I'm doing some sort of seller finance, I usually am trying to get a lower down payment, and I don't mind doing payments. Like even in this case, if he's willing to do that. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'd flip the property and he'd be out of it in a year or something, and I could get him what he's looking for. But and they were offering the 155 at the 40 down.
That's what they offered. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, would he consider like, I don't even know, something considerably lower than that if I covered the closing costs and your commission?
I would say throw it out there, and at this point, we're looking at all offers. We're not limiting anything at this point.
I mean, I'm thinking more around like, I don't know, potentially like 12 grand down, and then paying you and all the closing costs, and then I would probably try to flip it.
Yeah, we can probably do that.
Okay. Do you want to run that past him first and see if that's an option, or?
He has to see it in writing. Like we went back and forth for, I kid you not, instead of having 3 weeks with these people on this one, and then they walked away after we went through that, instead of them doing all the work beforehand. So,
oh my goodness.
At this point, write it up.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to see, but. And then would he still want payments, or would he be okay like if me just saying, okay, I'll give him the 155, put the 12 down, and then if I flip it, then he just, he would net his 155, and whatever I make on top of that is what I would make.
At this point, if he's out of it to where he's not the one that's responsible for this property for the next year until you sell it, that's possible. At this point, we just want to get rid of it.
Okay. Alrighty. I mean, I think that might be a possibility. And he owns it free and clear, right?
Yep, free and clear.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check. All right, let me look at this a little bit more, see maybe where I would need to be cash-wise, but I think seller finance might be the best option. I just need to dive into it a bit deeper and see, like, have you looked at all, like, if I were to remodel this whole thing, what do you think I could sell it for on the back end?
For that one, there was one that was completely remodeled, maybe 2 blocks over. But that one I think was a 3-2, and it had like a little porch on it. That one I think was flipped and sold for $220. But that was earlier in the summer too. So I'm not sure where this one would fall. Probably closer to like 180, 190.
Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. All right. Yeah. Let me see what I can do, and then I'll let you know either way. I'll try to, if we can get to the, what did you say, 132 cash, or.
Yeah. Now, if he can walk away with 132, even if he's walking, because that's what they're into it for at this point. That's what, how much they bought it for, and then the work that they did do on it when they bought it. They only bought it like 2 years ago. So that was his bottom number. If his bottom number, if he can walk away with that, maybe even on a seller finance at this point, they just want to get out of it. They don't live here in California. They don't live here in Arizona. So this is literally this. We got a couple lots that we need to sell, but the lots are easy. It's this one that we have been having hell on wheels trying to unload. It's just not this one here.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, let me look at it a little bit more, and then I'll get back with you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks. Talk soon. All right, bye.